Okay, let's talk about Warren Buffett, $122 billion. I mean, he said before, when he went to $100 billion, it was too much. He wanted to deploy it. Now he's 122.
Right. Warren Buffett could buy 3 Occidentals with that money. Yeah, well, you know.
I would be thrilled.
Exactly. Take out.
The funny thing, Catherine Triglinski, who wrote the story over the weekend, the thing about it that she drew light on that I thought was clever was him complaining about his cash hoard in 1998 and then again in 2004. Because even though he was complaining about holding so much money at those times, just after that, he made some of his greatest bets. Mid-American, which really was one of the cornerstones of his energy empire. And then after 2004, we had 2008, when he lent to Goldman Sachs and General Electric.
But Rick, Warren doesn't like to overpay. Does this say anything to us about valuation in the equity markets right now? That maybe things are too expensive?
So I think to some extent it says something about the dichotomy in the equity market. You've got 5 to 10 companies that are now a huge percentage of the global stock market, and they're driving the equity markets. And then you have a lot of businesses that are some good businesses, but a lot that are more difficult today, and certainly in the manufacturing sector, industrials are having a hard time. I think in what is a more traditional business, it's hard to find a lot of companies with significant top-line revenue growth. And then, you know, I don't know how he's thinking about where you are in technology, but that's driving a lot of what is the upside in the equity market today. It's a more skewed equity market than I've ever seen before, anybody's ever seen before.
Well, and then to that point, I mean, the bets that Berkshire made, say, in Apple or Amazon, like, he didn't make them. Like, that was his team. Like, he still likes things like Coke and candy bars, but yet they're all, so I thought that was interesting too.
It's definitely interesting. It's his team that's making the bets, but remember also, it's something I think is interesting, speaking of debt and equity, some of his greatest bets right now, and something he hinted at earlier this year that he would do more of, is a lot of more preferred lending in times of stress for deals perhaps, like he's doing with Occidental and Anadarko right now.
But those are great deals, because the preferred lending, because they also, he takes warrants, he can convert it to equity if he wants to, and he uses his huge capital that he can deploy and make some money off it.
Yeah, I mean, having him in whenever you're doing a financing and capitalization, having him involved has a series of benefits well beyond the capital he puts in. But you know, what also is endemic of the fact that today, capturing income in a world that doesn't have a lot of income, we're watching it play out today. If you can own preferreds, or if you can own income-producing assets, in a world that's, particularly if you're an insurance company or the nature of your balance sheet, it's a big winner. And searching out those yielding opportunities is big for particularly a place like that.